Foods that cause blood clots. Food is more than just fuel. It can either protect or harm your health in ways that are often hidden beneath the surface. What if we told you that the food you choose to eat can hold secrets that significantly influence your risk of developing blood clots? Blood clots are a serious health issue that can lead to conditions like deep vein thrombosis or pulmonary embolism, which can be life-threatening. Understanding the foods that can contribute to clot formation empowers you to make better dietary choices and safeguard your well-being. Let's talk about the 8 common foods that can put you at risk for blood clots and explore how their active ingredients and mechanisms work in the body. These foods, while often delicious, can have hidden consequences that affect your health. Understanding these effects can empower you to make better choices. 1. Bacon, sausage, and hot dogs. Did you know that those delicious processed meats like bacon, sausage, and hot dogs could be doing more harm than good? While they're certainly tasty, they often come loaded with sodium and preservatives, such as nitrates, that can sneakily increase your risk of blood clots. Let's break it down one by one so you can understand how these foods might affect your health. First up, let's talk about sodium. You might think of it as just a seasoning, but it can lead to dehydration, making your blood thicker and stickier. Imagine trying to push a thick milkshake through a straw. Tough, right? That's what happens when your blood gets too thick. Plus, those nitrates we mentioned earlier, when they enter your body, they turn into nitrites, which can mess with how your blood vessels work. They need to stay flexible and open to keep everything flowing smoothly. So, how often can you safely enjoy processed meats? It's best to keep it to just a few times a month. Research has shown that people who consume processed meats more than 3 times a week face a higher risk of heart disease, so moderation is key. Think of it this way: you can still enjoy your favorites, but balance is the name of the game. You might be wondering why these risks even exist in the first place. It all comes down to the ingredients. Those additives and preservatives can disrupt your body's natural processes, leading to changes in blood chemistry that encourage clot formation. But by being mindful of your food choices, you can keep your blood healthy and flowing like a smooth river. Now, here's the good news. You don't have to give up your favorite flavors completely. Instead of reaching for those processed meats, consider swapping them for leaner options like turkey or chicken. Not only are these choices healthier, but they also provide you with plenty of protein to fuel your day. And if you're in the mood for something plant-based, beans and lentils are packed with protein and fiber, making them a fantastic alternative. They'll keep you feeling full and satisfied without the added risks. 2. Sugar and sugary beverages. Let's dive into a topic that's sweet but can come with some serious health consequences: sugary foods and beverages. We all love a little treat now and then, whether it's a candy bar, a soda, or a delicious pastry. However, indulging in too much sugar, especially added sugars, can lead to problems like obesity and inflammation in our bodies. You might be wondering how this all connects to blood clots, so let's break it down. When we consume high amounts of sugar, especially candies and sugary drinks, our bodies can react in some not-so-great ways. One of the main issues is inflammation. Think of inflammation as your body's alarm system. It goes off when something's wrong, like when you eat too much sugar, and can lead to chronic conditions, including blood clot formation. This happens because excess sugar can mess with your body's insulin levels and lead to insulin resistance. Essentially, your body becomes less sensitive to insulin, which helps regulate blood sugar. When this happens, your triglyceride levels can rise, and elevated triglycerides are linked to an increased risk of blood clots. Now, don't worry. You don't have to cut out all the sweetness from your life. Instead of reaching for those sugary snacks, consider swapping them for healthier options. Natural sweeteners like honey or maple syrup are great alternatives, as they can satisfy your sweet tooth without all the additives found in processed sugars. And let's not forget about fruits. They're not only delicious, but also packed with fiber, vitamins, and minerals that your body loves. Berries, apples, and bananas are all fantastic choices that provide natural sugars while supporting your overall health. As a general guideline, try to keep your added sugar intake below 10% of your daily calories. That means if you're consuming about 2,000 calories a day, you should aim for no more than 200 calories from added sugars, roughly 50 grams. Keeping track of your sugar intake can help you stay on the safe side and maintain a balanced diet. Remember, enjoying sweet flavors doesn't mean sacrificing your well-being. Just be smart about it. By being mindful of the sugary foods and beverages we consume, we can help reduce inflammation and lower the risk of blood clots. 3. Trans fats. You might not think about them often, but they're lurking in many of our favorite comfort foods, like fried snacks, baked goodies, and even margarine. While they can make our food taste amazing, trans fats can have a not-so-great effect on our health, particularly when it comes to blood clots. So, what's the deal with trans fats? The active ingredient you should watch out for is partially hydrogenated oils. These are the fats that manufacturers use to extend shelf life and improve texture, but they come with some serious downsides. Trans fats can lead to inflammation in the body and can also increase cholesterol levels. This is where things start to get concerning. They raise the levels of bad cholesterol, LDL, while lowering the levels of good cholesterol, HDL. Imagine having a bunch of debris clogging up your pipes. That's what happens in your arteries when plaque builds up, and this can ultimately increase the risk of blood clots. Now, you might be wondering how much trans fat is too much. A good guideline is to aim for trans fats to make up less than 1% of your daily caloric intake. If you're eating around 2,000 calories a day, that's just about 2 grams of trans fats. Keeping your intake as low as possible can help safeguard your health. But don't worry, you can still enjoy delicious meals without the harmful effects of trans fats. Instead of reaching for those fried foods or baked treats, consider incorporating healthy fats into your diet. Foods like avocados, olive oil, and nuts not only taste great, but also promote heart health and can help keep your cholesterol levels in check. These healthy fats provide your body with essential nutrients while reducing the risk of clot formation. 4. Alcohol. We all enjoy a good drink now and then, and while moderate alcohol consumption can have some health benefits, overindulgence can lead to serious issues, especially when it comes to blood clots. When we talk about excessive alcohol consumption, we're really referring to drinking beyond moderation. While a little bit can sometimes be good for the heart, too much alcohol can lead to dehydration and increased blood pressure, both of which raise the risk of clotting. Imagine your blood as a smooth-flowing river. When you get dehydrated, that river can become more like a slow-moving creek, making it harder for everything to flow freely. Plus, high blood pressure puts extra strain on your blood vessels, which can create an environment where clots are more likely to form. The science behind this is pretty interesting. Alcohol affects the liver, which plays a crucial role in producing clotting factors. When you drink excessively, your liver can get overwhelmed and may not produce these factors properly. This imbalance can increase the likelihood of unwanted clot formation, which can lead to serious health issues down the line. If you enjoy having a drink, moderation is key. For women, aiming for 1 drink a day is a good rule of thumb, while men can enjoy up to 2 drinks. This approach helps keep your risks in check and allows you to reap the benefits without going overboard. But what if you're looking for some tasty alternatives? Sparkling water with fresh fruit is a fantastic choice. Not only is it refreshing, but it also gives you that fizzy sensation without the alcohol. You can mix in your favorite fruits, like berries or citrus slices, to make it even more enjoyable. Salty snacks. This surprising group of foods might be affecting your health more than you think. High-sodium snacks, like chips and pretzels. While these crunchy treats can be so tempting, they come with hidden risks, especially when it comes to blood clot formation. Why and how does this happen? Let's take a look. When we munch on salty snacks, our sodium intake can spike significantly. While sodium is essential for our bodies in small amounts, too much of it can lead to increased blood pressure and hydration issues. Think of it this way. When you consume excess sodium, your body tries to balance things out by retaining water. This can make your blood thicker, much like syrup, which can raise the likelihood of clots forming. Higher blood pressure also puts extra strain on your blood vessels, creating a perfect storm for clot development. To put this into perspective, the recommended daily sodium intake is less than 2,300 milliliters, which is about 1 teaspoon of salt. Keeping your intake within this range can help maintain healthy blood pressure and reduce the risk of clots. But let's be real, those chips and pretzels often pack a hefty sodium punch, making it all too easy to exceed that limit. The good news: you don't have to sacrifice snacking for health. Instead of reaching for those high sodium options, consider healthier alternatives like nuts or air-popped popcorn. Nuts are packed with healthy fats and nutrients that promote heart health, while air-popped popcorn can be a satisfying crunchy snack. Just sprinkle on some herbs or spices to elevate the flavor without the added salt. You'll not only enjoy a tasty treat, but also support your overall health. 6. Caffeine. Now let's talk about what many of us love: caffeine. It's the magic ingredient in our morning coffee, that afternoon energy boost, and even in some of our favorite teas and sodas. While moderate caffeine intake can indeed have its benefits, like improved focus and alertness, overdoing it can lead to some unexpected risks, including an increased chance of blood clot formation. It's pretty shocking, right? Caffeine is a natural stimulant found in coffee, tea, chocolate, and various energy drinks. It works by blocking adenosine, a neurotransmitter that promotes sleep, which helps us feel more awake and alert. However, when consumed excessively, caffeine can lead to an increased heart rate and dehydration. Picture your heart as a pump. When it works too hard, it can become less efficient, which is not ideal for keeping your blood flowing smoothly. Dehydration is another concern. When your body is short on fluids, it can make your blood thicker, just like syrup, increasing the likelihood of clot formation. The active ingredient in caffeine can influence our body's stress response, leading to elevated levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. Higher cortisol can increase blood pressure, which, combined with thicker blood, creates a perfect storm for clots to form. The more caffeine you consume, the more likely you are to experience these effects, putting your health at risk. So, what can you do to enjoy your caffeine fix while staying safe? Most health experts agree that about 1 to 2 cups of coffee a day is generally considered safe for most adults. That's roughly 100 to 200 milligrams of caffeine, which can provide the benefits without overwhelming your system. If you find yourself exceeding this amount, it might be a good idea to consider some alternatives. Why not switch out a couple of your daily cups for herbal teas or decaffeinated coffee? Herbal teas not only offer a wide range of flavors, but also come with various health benefits without the jitters that caffeine can sometimes cause. Research has shown that excessive caffeine intake can lead to an increased risk of cardiovascular issues, including blood clots. Studies have found that individuals consuming more than 400 milligrams of caffeine daily had a higher risk of developing hypertension and other cardiovascular conditions. This supports the idea that while caffeine can provide a short-term boost, moderation is crucial for long-term health. 7. High fructose corn syrup, HFCS. HFCS is a sweetener that has found its way into many processed foods and beverages. This syrup, derived from corn, is incredibly common in sugary snacks, sodas, and even condiments like ketchup. While it might make our favorite treats taste sweeter, it can also have some concerning effects on our health, particularly regarding blood clot risks. Here is how. HFCS is primarily composed of fructose and glucose, two simple sugars. While our bodies need sugars for energy, consuming too much fructose can lead to various health issues. When we consume high amounts of HFCS, our liver metabolizes it differently than other sugars, converting it into fat. This process can lead to an increase in triglycerides in the blood. Elevated triglyceride levels are linked to a higher risk of developing blood clots, as they can contribute to thickening the blood and increasing blood pressure. The mechanism behind clot formation associated with HFCS starts with inflammation. When we consume excessive amounts of sugar, including HFCS, it can trigger an inflammatory response in the body. This inflammation can affect the function of our blood vessels and lead to the buildup of fatty deposits in arteries, which may eventually result in clot formation. Imagine the arteries as highways for blood flow. When debris and inflammation accumulate, it can block traffic, leading to potential hazards like clots. As for how much HFCS is safe to consume, experts recommend limiting added sugars, including HFCS, to no more than 10% of your total daily caloric intake. For someone consuming about 2,000 calories a day, that means no more than 200 calories should come from added sugars, which is roughly 50 grams of sugar. To stay on the safe side and reduce the intake of HFCS, it's best to opt for whole, unprocessed foods. Fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and natural sweeteners like honey or maple syrup can satisfy your sweet tooth without the negative effects of HFCS. Additionally, reading food labels can help you avoid products that contain HFCS, as it's often listed under various names in ingredient lists. 8. Ice cream and high-fat desserts. While these sweet delights can bring a smile to our faces, it's essential to understand how they can impact our health, especially concerning blood clot risks. Ice cream and many high-fat desserts are typically loaded with added sugars and saturated fats. The primary ingredients that make these desserts so creamy and delicious are cream, sugar, and often other unhealthy additives. The problem arises when we consume too much saturated fat, which can increase our cholesterol levels. High cholesterol is a well-known risk factor for heart disease, and it can lead to plaque formation in our arteries. Think of cholesterol as tiny particles that can stick to the walls of your arteries, narrowing the passage for blood flow and increasing the risk of clots. The mechanism behind clot formation linked to ice cream and high-fat desserts is closely tied to inflammation and the way our body processes these ingredients. Consuming excessive amounts of sugar can trigger an inflammatory response in the body, which not only affects blood vessel function, but also leads to increased levels of triglycerides. Elevated triglycerides are another factor that can thicken the blood, raising the likelihood of clot formation. When our body processes high amounts of saturated fats, it can also lead to insulin resistance, further complicating the balance of fats and sugars in our blood. So, what can we do to enjoy these tasty treats while staying on the safe side? Moderation. Instead of indulging in ice cream every day, consider enjoying it as an occasional treat. When you do indulge, opt for smaller portions and balance your overall diet with plenty of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. You might also consider healthier alternatives like sorbets or frozen yogurt, which often contain lower levels of fat and sugar compared to traditional ice cream. So, while we all love indulging in these 8 delicious foods that bring us joy and flavor, it's crucial to understand that they do more than just tantalize your taste buds. They can significantly impact our health in ways we might not even realize. Each of these tasty treats has the potential to contribute to health risks, including blood clots, which can lead to serious complications. That's why it's so important to promote wise eating habits and make informed choices about what we put on our plates. The good news is that you don't have to give up your favorite foods entirely. By enjoying them in moderation and balancing them with healthier options, we can satisfy our cravings while also taking care of our bodies. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and family for more valuable health tips.